Drivers, welcome to Area 51 Racing League, brought to you by Green White Checker TV and our promotional producer, Roy Willard. We are a serious racing league with races brought to you 4 nights a week. Tuesday nights we feature the high-speed Indy cars on multiple tracks and a couple road courses thrown in. Wednesday nights we race the NASCAR 1987 Cup cars on multiple tracks and a couple super speedways thrown in. Thursday night is our premier series. We race the NASCAR Cup cars following the NASCAR schedule. Sunday nights we race the NASCAR Cup cars on super speedways, alternating between Talladega and Daytona. The Super Speedway Series will be a paid series. It's $25 per person. Weekly payouts will be $15, $10, and $5. Also, the season champion will receive $150. These numbers are contingent on the number of registered drivers and are subject to change. Drivers who don't want to pay the entry fee can still race but will not share the winnings. All race seasons start at 6 p.m. Central Time with 1 hour practice followed by 5-minute qualifying, and then a green flag drops at 7:05. All races will be broadcasted by our partner Green White Checker TV. Area 51 League is a serious racing league who believes every driver should go into every race with his or her top priority being not to wreck their fellow competitors. Failure to abide by the Area 51 vision will result in removal from the league. League entry requirements are Class C 3.0 or higher and an I rating of 900 or higher. To join, visit our racing and look for Area 51 Racing League. We look forward to racing with each and every one of you and making some good friends along the way. See you in Season 5. Thanks.
Alright, good evening everyone. Welcome to Green White Checkered TV. Tonight we have our Season 4 finale with the Thursday Night Cup Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for 100 laps. Say it's going to be coming down between 2 drivers, it looks like, for the title here. It's going to be that the 67 of Maxwell Caldwell, and then our other driver in contention here is going to be the 13 of Ryan Kelly. So those two are SR right now. So we'll go over the points here once drivers start their qualifying session here. Got a really good car count tonight. So right now showing about 30 to 32 drivers that have taken a lap in practice. So pretty good count here. I think that's something you're going to definitely be seeing as well with Season 5 with a lot of the series here. So before things get settled in here, so I definitely want to remind you all, if you want to apologies. If you're interested in trying to join in this league, you can find them on Area 51 Racing League. You can search for them on Facebook or on the iRacing site, or of course you can now visit their website at area51iracing.com. So definitely check them out. It's a lot of fun. It was a really fun league. Tuesday nights they run the Indy cars. Wednesday nights they're going to be running the 87 cars. Thursday nights of course will be the Cup cars. And then Sunday nights are the Super Speedway. It's a Super Speedway series with the Cup cars that they are racing this evening. I'm saying they do have 2 faster pairs and up to 3 green-white checkers. So that way if you get involved in an early incident or something like that, you can use that faster pair and still stay in the running for the race. So just something for you to kind of keep an eye on if you want to look into that as well. I say it's a lot of fun. Also to note is the Tuesday and the Sunday series that has the option of being a paid series. So if you want a chance at winning some cash, I believe it's a $25 entry fee. And then basically you can win money per race. If you win the race, you can also win the overall season championship purse. And also, if you just want to race, you want to run the Indy cars, you want to run the super speedways, and you don't want to worry about putting money in for it, that's fine too. You can just hop in and race, and you don't have to worry about putting anything in the pot there. So, kind of almost like a little bit of a, what would you call that? I guess. I had the word, I lost it. But basically, I say kind of have somebody there who's kind of maybe trying to, a ringer, if you will, who isn't going to be the one to try to win the money, but could cost a driver who is a paid driver to win some cash. So a lot of potentials in that one. So again, say definitely check them out. Again, find them on iRacing Facebook or on their website. Say they got just a little under, I think, 10-15 seconds to go here, and they're going to start their qualifying. And so once they start their qualifying laps, we'll go ahead and go over our point standings. All right, so as you can see here, the drivers are going to make their qualifying laps here, so we're going to take a look at our point standings. So right now, those top 2 in the points is going to be the 67 of Larry Yingling, as well as the 13, as we mentioned, of Ryan Kelly. So those two, I mean, mathematically, Levi Cox still has a potential to get there, especially with the higher car count. However, he would need a lot of help from those 2 in front of him. So realistically, I'm going to say it's probably between those top 2. Of course, Larry does have a pretty good buffer right now with that 24-point lead over Ryan Kelly. So we'll kind of have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, so say, I mean, obviously all those top 3, especially top 4, even with Chad Wilkes, they've all had an excellent season. All of them at least getting 1 win and then multiple top 5s and top 10s. So I think we're going to see very similar with them as well come season 5. I think it'll probably be even a little bit of a tighter fight. Just again, sometimes bad luck may have knocked a few guys out of contention there early on. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. Say again, there are bonus points for leading laps, leading most laps, keeping the car clean, having 0 incident points throughout the race. So things like that could definitely come into play tonight. So that's gonna be part of the strategy for those guys. So we'll have to see as well. I mean, we mentioned with Ryan Kelly, he's a really good long run driver. So if this one stays green, if he can kind of keep those tires underneath him like he did last week, we could definitely see him pulling off a win this evening to kind of force Larry into making sure he has to have a good result. So let these drivers finish up their laps here, and then we'll go ahead and go through the grid once we're all squared together here. And one other thing we need to mention, with this being the last qualifying session of the season, really want to thank Regal for being the pole award winner in the season 4. They were donating $10 in either iRacing credits or just straight to the driver for winning the pole position. So really want to thank Regal Cinemas for putting that on. So again, for those that aren't aware, Regal operates one of the largest and most geographically diverse theater circuits in the United States, consisting of 7,211 screens in 549 theaters in 42 states, along with America's Samoa, District of Columbia, Guam, and Saipan. Regal believes that the size, reach, and quality of the company's theater circuit provides its patrons with a convenient and enjoyable movie-going experience. Regal is committed to being the best place to watch a movie, bar none. So again, really want to thank Regal for putting that on this season. It's a really cool little thing they were doing. Kind of adds a little bit of incentive for these drivers to try to get that pole lap for in this race. To say, even if obviously track position's huge for some of those, but at the same time too, just to put a little bit of money back in their pockets or towards iRacing for maybe a track or a car or things like that. So really want to thank Regal Cinemas for putting that on for the drivers here this evening. Alright, with that, looks like qualifying has just completed. So we'll go ahead and get things rolling here. So I'm going to work on getting that grid pulled up for everybody. Alright, so starting on the pole position is our second place in the points, that number 13 of Ryan Kelly. So he's starting off where he needs to. Going to try to put some pressure on that 67 of Larry Yingling. So starting next to him in that second position is the 63 of Logan Helton. Starting in the second row is going to be the 14 of Levi Cox, our points leader entering the race here, number 67 of Larry Yingling. In the fifth position, you have Brad Jenkins in that 808, and then next to him is Dude Conrad in the number 8 car, starting in the 6th position. Starting in the 7th position is that 17 of Chad Wilkes, and we have Bud Steele in the number 6 car, starting in the 8th position. Then rounding out our top 10 is that 12 of Robert Richards, and then Michael Goodman in the 273. So we'll go over the remainder of the field that took a lap. Looks like we had 19 drivers take a lap this evening. Saying 20th through 34th or so. Looks like it's kind of done by just by iRacing's grid, so we'll run through those. But again, right now our top 2 in the points start 1st and 4th this evening. So we'll see how things go. So I thought about trying to pull up an interview with them, but I'm going to let them focus, kind of be ready to go here. However, good luck to both of them. I hope they both have a good race, and just let it come up between the two of them without any kind of outside interference there. Yeah, thank you for joining us this evening, Maxine. I agree. Hope these drivers have a good run this evening. Again, should be pretty exciting. Right now, got our pole sitter is 2nd place in points. Our points leader is 4th place on qualifying position there. But again, you're going to have a lot of drivers that just want to try to get a win this evening, and a lot of fast drivers as well. So Should be pretty exciting to see what these drivers are able to do. Again, it's going to be 100 scheduled laps here tonight at Charlotte. Potential for up to 3 green-white checkers if needed. And then, of course, if they need, there are the 2 faster pairs. So let's say pace car is about to pull off here. That's going to put it into the hands of our front row, that 13 of Ryan Kelly and the 63 of Logan Helton. And so they're going to take the green flag and get this race started here tonight at Charlotte. Green flag is in the air. Really even start between our leaders right there. I'll say I feel like the momentum's going to be better there on the inside, just a shorter line, of course, getting up to speed here. And you can see right now that 13 of Ryan Kelly's getting lots of help from the 14 there of Levi Cox as they go through turns 1 and 2. So we'll see if Ryan's going to, looks like he's going to kind of hang on the bottom line here. It hasn't quite cleared the 63. Looks like he might be able to get him here as they enter turn 3. As I say that, though, actually 13 pushes up just a little bit. Looks like he should still be able to get this lap led, although Logan's got a big run on the outside. So they give lap 1, though, to Ryan Kelly, so that's going to give him a bonus point. That's going to be critical to start things off here. Let's say, but right now, though, that 63 of Logan Helton is holding strong on that top side. So right now, he's not giving up the fight for this lead at the moment. Let's say coming through turn 3 for the second time around, just noses ahead. That's going to put Logan Helton into the lead here. So let's say it's going to be now 63 leading the way, then say, and by a good bit as well. So I'll have to see if maybe a little bit of tire strategy, or if just that 63's got some really kind of just outright speed here to kick things off. Okay, however, a little bit behind, you see a pretty good gaggle of cars here. Say Brad Jenkins was in a little bit of a fight there with Bud Steele and the 8 there of Duke Conrad. Looks like they've got things settled out, though. That's right around the 6th, 7th, 8th positions. So they're trying to look a little further back. It looks like there's a good battle here going on right there. So they're trying to catch the car number. I think that might be Robert Richards in the 12. Actually, it's just behind her. It looks like Jack Walls in the 83. That's right, yeah. And now the 64, John Mullins, he's trying to work over that 273. It's Michael Goodman there. So this is right now around the 11th, 12th position. Right now a lot of drivers obviously just trying to get things settled in here. Try to get a little bit of track position while you can, but I think at some point they're going to definitely have to kind of take care of these tires. It seems like on the longer run, if I'm familiar with it, you definitely start to get tight. So I think protecting these tires at the beginning is going to be critical. We saw Chad Wilkes there get around the 67 Larry Yingling. That's going to move him up 1 spot, move Larry back into the 5th position. So you see that 6 of Bud Steele looking like he's going to try to follow through. Oh, close caller between the 17 and the 67. They're able to stay off each other, though. But yeah, it's definitely a moment there for Larry. Saying again, he's going to want to just try to keep it clean this evening. However, still out front, though, Logan Helton's got over a 1-second lead as they run. So Logan, again, he's just kind of set sail. You can see right there the gap that he has over the rest of the field here. So yeah, right now that 63 car is definitely just on the run, trying to get as far away from these drivers as he can. A pretty good battle right here as well. Say right there, the 19 of Donald Sadusky. So you got the 08 as well. That is, we got to find him, John Stathakos. So you're right, Maxwell Caldwell right behind there as well. So say these guys again, say just a little further back, but right around the top 15 right here. But yeah, say it's a pretty big group of cars right here battling all 4 positions. Looks like Bud Steele up there as well, starting to battle once again. Looks like he just got around that 17 of Chad Wilkes. That's going to move Bud now up into the 4th position. So Bud's starting to kind of pick some cars off here early on in the run. You see a little bit of a fight just a little further back there. Jack Walls, Robert Richards. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but looked like between the 8 of Duke Conrad and the 808s. They saw a little bit of damage to the back bumper of that 808 car. So I don't think that's going to be anything critical. Or you see right here. Actually, now it looks like it's all fixed, so I don't know. Iverson kind of plays tricks on you sometimes, it feels like. So maybe not contact, but definitely a close call between the 2 of them regardless. So try and keep an eye on lap times and track position as well right now. So much going on right here. Again, you can see now Jack Walls, Robert Richards, they're all here in fighting for the top 10, 9th, 10th, 11th right here. John Mullins right there behind them as well. And then you also have Cody Cox hanging right there in that that last car in that little group here. And they've got a little bit of a gap, close call there between the 64 and the 83 as they enter the tri-oval. But yeah, they've got about a second or so over that second group at the moment. So I say give them a little bit of breathing room versus having this whole field all stuck right together there. So while we're talking about Bud Steele, he's actually made his way now up into the third position. Got around that 14 of Levi Cox as well, and you can see he's already hounding that 13 of Ryan Kelly as well. These last couple times around, he's been one of the fastest cars on track. Let's say he's been about a tenth or so quicker than a tenth or two, I should say, quicker than those in front. So we got right now Bud's definitely starting to show some pace in that 6 car. Started 8th, currently up to 3rd. It's one of our bigger movers of the race, especially starting towards the front as well. So great start there for Bud Steele on that number 6 geocaching Ford Mustang. Just behind them, Chad Wilkes just got around the 14 of Levi Cox. That's moved Chad up to 4th, moved Levi back to 5th. So you see Larry there still hanging out in the 6th position. I say knowing Larry, I think this is going to be kind of the take care of your tires and then kind of go after it once they start wearing out. I think we're going to see some drivers start to push on exit especially, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that. But right now, as you see, looks like that 14 is going to try to get back by that 17 here entering turn 1. Looks like something's going to roll out of it there. Just then hop right back in line behind that 14. So a lot of good give and take there between those two up front early on. So I'm saying these are definitely two I would expect to see towards that top 5 at the very end of this race as well. We'll kind of jump around through the field here a little bit. One of our higher climbers right now is that 071 of Eric Laurie. Starting in the 27th positions up into the 16th spot, so that is an 11 spot gain for him so far. Right behind him is the 28 of Charles Johnson. He's gained 9 spots so far from 26th to 16th, or sorry, 26th to 17th. So he's made a good charge as well. And then just a little further back, that 10 car of Corey Lane. Started in the 31st position, is up to 19th, so that's plus 12 for that 10 car. So also a really good start of the race here for Corey Lane. So really cool. There's Holden super cheap auto paint scheme. So kind of that V8 supercars look to it. So really cool paint scheme that number 10 car is running. However, up front things are tightening up and quickly and already happening. So here comes Ryan Kelly. He's going to try to take the lead around Logan Helton, and say this is on lap 15 of 100. So that's going to move Ryan Kelly possibly in the lead. Logan's not ready to give it up yet, but looks like Ryan's able to kind of power through the turn there. So that's going to put the lead back into the hands of that 13 of Ryan Kelly. Logan led about, I'd say, about 10-15 laps. Yeah, just around 10-15 laps in that run. And say we know Ryan led that first lap. So that's going to put Ryan now back in control. I think Ryan's next goal here is to try to just kind of lead as many laps as he can and to try to get that bonus point for leading the most laps. Again, the more he can take away lap or points wise from Larry here, the better. So right now Ryan doing everything he needs to here. And I'm wondering for Logan, maybe he was a little bit too aggressive too early, maybe burning up his tires a little bit in that 63 car. So knowing him, he'll probably make a bit of an adjustment on the second run and try to kind of take it a little easier possibly in the start to make the charge here as the run progresses. You see it's kind of similar thing happening as well now. You see the 14, the 67, 17 all trying to get around Bud Steele here as well. It's possible maybe Bud was a little bit too aggressive on his tires. They might start be getting a little warm here. So he's dropping a few positions at the moment. But right now Ryan Kelly's in a pretty good position. We also talked about how good Ryan is at saving those tires. So this longer green flag run to start the race here, this is definitely right in that 13 car's wheelhouse. Trying to keep an eye around the rest of the field here. Looks like the 94 is in a bit of a battle there. You see the 08. So right now that is for the 12th and 13th position. So right now Maxwell has it. You can see John's trying to see if he can get there though in that 08. So right now you see, actually this time I think there is a little bit of rear damage to that 94 car. We'll see it again as he comes by here. Just a little bit of a crinkle there on that right rear, but nothing at all too bad there. I don't think he'll think twice about that one. Saying I was told I need to pay special attention to our 98 car here, Roy Wheeler. Saying so, got to take a look there. Saying so, really cool. Say obviously very biased, but a really good looking paint scheme there in that 98 car. Say so, pretty cool of Roy here to sport the Green White Checkered TV logo and paint scheme on his car tonight at Charlotte. So I really appreciate, again, Roy's done a lot of cool stuff for the league and for myself with the broadcast. So hats off to Roy for that one. So right now running in the 25th position, so they just gained a couple of spots right there that last lap around. Started 30th, so he's +5 as things run. So yeah, so a really cool paint scheme on that 98 car. So he told me to check it out, so I definitely want to make a point to. So yeah, that's a pretty fun one for Roy to do for the league and for myself as well. So appreciate that one, Roy. I'll move back up towards the front. And I said we talked about that 67 car, kind of trying to probably take it easy a little bit and then start setting sail. And he's doing exactly that. He's starting to really put the speed on. And so he's got the pressure on that 14 right now of Levi Cox. Right now this is second and third here. Really good battle for that position. Ryan Kelly's got about a 1.5 second lead over these guys. Again, we talked about how good he is on his tires. Let's say we've gone 22 laps so far under green. We've got 79 to go. Let's say right now keeping an eye on positions as well. Brad Jenkins in the 808 car. So he's now moved up into the top 5. We see as well Jack Wall's trying to follow through. That's going to put Jack up into the 6th position. So it looks like Logan just probably tires are starting to kind of cry for help a little bit. So they probably just a little bit too aggressive on there. I'll say, however, though, say you can see a really cool paint scheme on that number 63 car with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So that's a really cool thing to have on the car there. I'm sure that means a lot to him. So maybe if we have a chance to interview him, we can definitely check in on that one as well. So yeah, it's a really good thing to have, and say really good cause to have on that car there in that 63. So we can jump around, see if we haven't mentioned too much yet. See that 232 here of Dustin Dewar. Started 12th, currently in 14th, so kind of hanging right around where we started there in a good battle here with Robert Richards. That's for the 13th position. Let's say they're right now, let's say those two are kind of just off in their own little fight. Not by much, by maybe about a second or so between the cars in front and behind. Say keep an eye on lap times as well. Larry actually has got into that 2nd position and started to stretch things out a little bit away from that 14 car of Levi Cox. So I think Larry's going to see if he can try to chase down our race leader, Ryan Kelly, in that 91. And the driver we haven't mentioned yet is that 273 of Michael Goodman. Started 10th, currently running 19th. And you see some of these drivers with 3-digit numbers, they're new to the league, so say probably just trying to get their feet wet, get kind of comfortable with all the new drivers. So say a really good way to start things off here is to say just kind of try to keep going and say log as many laps as you can. That's going to definitely be critical here. So we've seen that 7 car a lot in the Super Speedway Series. That's Dale Willoughby. Right now in the 20th position, and so he's had terrible luck in the Speedway Series, so hopefully things are able to improve a little bit for him here tonight. But say I think he's going to be definitely one to keep an eye on in Season 5 for sure, though, in that number 7 car. So behind him is the 007 of David Adamson. Started 24th and currently 21st, so making a little bit of a charge here to start off the race. Again, right now we've just passed the quarter distance mark of the race. We got 75 laps to go. Behind him we have the 86 of Kyle Hess. Started 25th, currently running 22nd. So a few spots gained for him. I'll say the same thing as well. Say Kyle's usually one that kind of just bides his time, and usually you'll start seeing him towards the front a little later on in the run. Mike Morrison's had a really good start here in that Area 51 Ford Mustang. Up 10 spots so far from the 33rd starting position there, so good start for Mike here. Behind him is the 78 of Donald Stewart. So he just got around that 76 car of Jim Brooks there for position. So you can see they're starting to make a charge here as well. You see a lot of those drivers right behind him now. James Ledford we have not talked about yet. And then right behind James is the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes. Also sporting one of those Area 51 paint schemes. Say one of the Roy Wheeler designs. You see it looks like that 76 is going to let these guys go on by here. We got the 19 of Donald Sadusky there in the right behind these guys in that Chevrolet Camaro. Say started 23rd, currently running 29th. So again, pretty early on, so he's definitely got some time to move back towards the front here. So you've got Ted Deckard in that 79 car, which is actually showing us the 48 car. Actually, that one's got a little bit of a center punch there on the back bumper, right in the square in the middle. So obviously someone got into the back of him. And then behind him, you have the 101 of Mark Rubilis. And then, as I said, that caution is out. Trying to see where it started here. Oh no, you see the 10 and the 98 there. Saying, unfortunately, that 101 gets in there as well. Saying these guys are going to try to hustle because they're going to have the leaders come by here in just a moment. Try to stay on the lead lap. So let's go ahead and try to see what all unfolded under this one. Oh, you see the 76 of Jim Brooks in there as well. See if it was happening in front of them or not. Looks like it was. So it looks like actually has something stacked up towards the front there. Started around Kyle Hess possibly. Let's go back a little bit further. Actually, it's in front of Kyle Hess too. Which car was that there? It's Corey Lane in the 10. So it looks like it may have started right around Corey here. Oh. Let's go. There we go. Let's go a little further back here. Alright, so. Yeah, you see the 63 there of Logan Helton kind of washed up a little bit there. And say, unfortunately, 10 gets into the back of him. And that looks like it's going to shoot him just straight back down the track. I say that's where you saw that 273 just nowhere to go and so much momentum. So he's going to get into the back of him there. Say try to get on the brakes as quick as he could, just couldn't quite get stopped there. And saying that this is, I think, where you see that 10 car try to see if he can save it, but unfortunately just brings him back up across the track in front of the path of the rest of the field. And I say, unfortunately, from there it's going to be some heavy hits. So you see David Adamson just trying to see if he can sneak around through the top side. A little bit of contact there. I see the 7 of Dale Willoughby as well, and then unfortunately Kyle has just nowhere he can go. Big contact between the two of those drivers there. And then I say, and then same. Oh, we see the 66 also contact with the 10 car. And saying, I think you're gonna see the rest of the field start kind of just flying in here again, just with a huge head of steam. You see that 78 there, Donald Stewart. He's on the brakes hard there, but unfortunately, those drivers behind didn't quite see it. So you see a lot of these drivers just kind of piled into the back of that one at that point. So a lot of damage for a lot of these drivers here this evening on that first incident. So while that was going on, I wanted to make sure we caught what happened there. However, we do have pit stops that just went underway. Looks like Ryan Kelly was able to hang on to the lead here. See that 232, I think he's going to make a pit stop right now. And that'll put him back a little bit in the field. But so I think it's going to put the lead back into the hands of that 13 of Ryan Kelly. So we'll let things cycle through here for just a moment. And so while this is all going on, we'll step away for just a moment. We'll get things going again on the one to go. Alright, lights are off on the pace car, so the field's going to double up here. So this is actually a good example of the benefits of the two faster pairs. Obviously, there's a few drivers there that got caught up in that incident, kind of no harm of their own, or no fault of their own. So say instead of them having to retire from the race, they're able to use one of those faster pairs and get back at it here. And it definitely does change your racing strategy as well. You might have to kind of take it a little bit easier, knowing you only have one left. So it's kind of one of the perks of that. So say this time around, we're going to be at complete 1/3 distance here, so we're going to be 66 laps to go at the green flag. Still going to be outside the fuel window. Sounds like it's in that like low to mid 40 range. So it's still going to definitely need one more pit stop here. So we'll see how things shake out on this one. So now the next question is going to be strategy here to see if, again, how aggressive our driver is going to be on these tires, because we saw if you're too hard on them early, it definitely comes and kind of hurts you on the long run. So we'll see what these drivers are able to do here. So say wait for that pace car to drop off here. It's going to put it back into the hands of our front row. Say it's going to be our 2 points leaders, of course. The way it works here. Ryan Kelly, Larry Yingling on the top side. Green flag is back in the air. Again, very even start between our race leaders here up front. And I'll see again how they're able to get through the turns here on these initial laps. Like the 13 was just barely able to clear off 2. However, say Larry's got a bit of a run on the top side, so Ryan's going to hold onto this bottom here. But you can see Larry's just going to send it into turn 3 and the 4. He's going to hold onto that lead. It looks like off of turn 4, so it's going to give the point now to that 67 of Larry Yingling. It's going to be his first laps of the race, so that's going to give him a bonus point as well in that number 67 car. However, behind him, you saw the 808 there gets hooked from the back, contact into the back there, and there's going to be a lot of cars involved in this one. As you see, it's just, again, right at the front of the field here, right as they got going there. It's Brad Jenkinson, the 808 there. So it looks like he had gotten hooked there on the entry. So we'll go ahead and back and take a look and see where that contact started with him. So you can see it looks like contact between the 83 there and the 808. Saying unfortunately for him, just nothing he can do here. I see a really good heads up there. Looks like Maxwell Caldwell may have just gotten around there, but you see the 8 there, the 08 as well. They're both involved. You see Bud Steele there, contact as well. Nothing he could do, unfortunately, to avoid that one. And then, here comes Charles Johnson. Same thing as well for Charles. Nowhere he can go. And you see some of these drivers now also a little further back, further forward, trying to keep things pointed straight. You see here comes the 12 and the 08 as well. So pretty good heads up driving by those guys, trying to stay out of that one. But yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation for a lot of drivers involved in that one. Say just aggressive driving on that restart there. Kind of stack the field up. So say we're going to see some pit stops for some of those involved, it looks like. Our leaders are going to stay out here though. So it looks like we've got Maxwell Caldwell, Jude Conrad, John Stathakos, Bud Steele, Logan Helton, David Adamson, Dale Willoughby, Roy Wheeler, Jim Brooks, Robert Richards, Dustin Goodman, Dustin Dewar, Mark Willis, James Leffer. So actually about half the field here is in the pits. Not sure if this is actually going to be for damage or it might be a little bit of strategy on this one. I'm not sure. However, a beneficiary there is that 10 of Corey Lane. That's going to put Corey here back on the lead lap in that number 10 car who's in that earlier incident. So it's going to give us 30 cars back onto the lead lap here. So while these drivers go ahead and run around here under yellow again, we'll go ahead and step away for just a moment and we'll get things going again on the 1 to go. lights are back off on the pace car, so we're going to get things going again this next time around. So the top 11 there did not pit. And so from 12 on back there, either topped off for fuel or took tires and fuel, maybe got some damage repaired as well. So it's going to change the running order just a little bit. Obviously towards the front, pretty much the same group up front here. However, say we're going to see that 13 Ryan Kelly now on the top side on this restart, so we'll see if maybe he's able to make something happen. We've seen that top line has been very stout on these initial start and restarts, so we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, so right now, again, our front row is our two championship contenders at 67 of Larry Yingling and 13 of Ryan Kelly. So say they're getting ready to go here again. Wait for that pace car to jump off. Gonna put it back into the hands of that front row, wait for that green flag to fly, and we'll be back underway again here at Charlotte. Looks like actually those two in the bottom actually get able to get a really good restart there. Both of them able to clear that 13 of Ryan Kelly, which is now going to put him under attack. As I said, he's going to protect there, jump to the bottom. I'll say he's going to put him under attack from Jack Walls, but he's going to drop to the bottom there, entering turn 3. So again, now he's going to be just underneath that 14 car. Not quite able to make the pass, so it's going to keep Levi Cox in that second position. Ryan Kelly third, and right now the battle is for fourth between the 83 and the 17. Say pretty much double wide there from about 4th, 5th on back here. Looks like Chad's able to hang on to that spot, keep Chad in the 4th position. But again, right now a pretty good battle going on with these guys here. Say Eric Lorry's in the mix as well. You see John Mullins up there on the top side. We got the 9 car of Cody Cox as well. I'll say right now this is definitely kind of the closest battle for positions at the moment here. Again, they'll have to make sure they're not abusing their tires here too much too soon, because that'll come back to haunt you on that long run. Close call there between the 71 and the 9. Oh, you see a little bit of a bobble there by the 17 as well. It's going to put him now under attack from those cars behind him. One driver really making that top side work though is John Mullins. He's been working this top side, gaining positions. Say right now he's in position fighting with that 13 of Ryan Kelly. This is for the 3rd spot. So again, right now he's going to try to see if he can get to the outside of that 14 Levi Cox. He will. So that's going to now put him into the 2nd position. He's going to clear that 14 off of turn number 4. And now he's right in behind our race leader, Larry Yingling. So say right now that the 64 car is just really putting on some big speed here on that top side. He's going to go over under, try to get underneath that 67 as they go through the backstretch, entering turn 3. And you can see he really seems like he wants to run that middle line there. So that's going to put John Mullins here to the point. Say really good restart for him. He's gained a bunch of spots, gets to the front here. So again, we've kind of seen that short run, long run pace, but as I say, that yellow just comes out here. Let's say it looks like some of these cars a little mid-pack or so. Looks like, oh yeah, you see the 08 there is involved. Heavy damage to that car. I saw the 7 of Dale Willoughby, so we talked about the bad luck he's been having. Looks like that's going to continue, unfortunately, for him as well. So let's go ahead and jump back and try to take a look and see what happened here. Oh, you see a lot of drivers involved in this one. We'll see if we can get a good look at where it all began. Oh, it's further up there. Oh, it looks like the 83 of Jack Walls may have been right around where it started there. Looks like may have been a contact between him and the 071 of Eric Lorry as they went through turns 3 and 4. So we'll take a look here on the replay. You see actually up top too, I think he may have been reacting to that 9 car. Cody Cox saw a little bit of, saw him move up to the top, and unfortunately just nowhere for that 94 Maxwell Caldwell to go. So contact between the two of them. And then from there, I think it's just kind of a stack up. You see the 76 of Jim Brooks on the brakes as hard as he can, trying to stays off actually the 94 car. And then you see behind him, though, unfortunately, that 63 gets into the back of him. And then from there, just kind of a stack up there. You see that 6 car as well. He gets turned, and then here comes the rest of the field here, the big head of steam. And so just you can see how blocked this track is. There's just not a lot of room for these drivers to try to navigate through this wreck. So that's where a lot of that damage has come from with some of these cars. You see that 808 though, Brad Jenkins so far been able to sneak his way through. Oh, you see the 8 cars in there as well. So yeah, there's the 83. Actually, this 808's got a little bit of nose damage, unfortunately, now that I see it a little closer. But yeah, so a lot of cars involved in this one. So say, however, the drivers are in the pits. Looks like everybody's taking advantage of this one, trying to get some damage repaired. So we'll let things cycle through. It looks like 64 of John Mullins is able to hold station and keep the lead here on the caution under yellow and through the pit stops there. Looks like the same thing as well. Looks like 4 tires and fuel for all the leaders here. So we got, looks like the 78 of Donald Stewart just got his lap back, so he's going to be back to back on the lead lap, I should say. And we'll keep an eye. We have 2 drivers right now that are still out on track, might be taking advantage of this and maybe trying to do a wave around here. That's going to be the 08 of John Stathakos and the 66 of Mike Morrison. We'll double check with them. We'll jump up front here to those drivers. Actually, that 8's going to have to pit there. He's got a lot of damage to that car. As they say, here comes the 60s. Sorry, where did he go there? The 68? 66, sorry, Mike Morrison. He's in the pits. So far, though, the 08's going to stay out here. However, again, you can see he's missing a lot of parts to that car. So just crossed the halfway point of the race, though, tonight at Charlotte. So again, what we'll do for just a moment is we'll step away here until we get that one to go. Right now, top 5, though, is showing as John Mullins, Levi Cox, Ryan Kelly, Larry Yingling, and Donald Sadusky. And that 19 car rounds out our top 5. Alright, looks like we're going to get going again this time. And actually, something important to note here. I did not see this until just right now. If you look at that back of that 67 car of Larry Yingling, so we'll hop on board with the 17. That's some significant rear end damage to that 67 car. So I'm saying that's definitely enough to probably give him a 4X as well. So that could be a 5-point swing for the 13 of Ryan Kelly here. So that's going to be definitely something to keep an eye on the points side of things, because that could definitely play an outcome. So I'll have to obviously wait and see how the rest of this race goes. I say we have passed the halfway point. We're going to restart here with 47 laps to go. It probably is pretty tight right here on fuel. I see a few drivers here topped off there. It looks like Maxwell Caldwell, 86 of Kyle Hess, and the 8 of Dude Conrad. Those drivers all just topped off here on that one to go. We'll see if maybe that is enough. Should we go green? See if that's enough to help them get to the end. But yeah, so that is actually a pretty big development though in this in the race and the championship hunt for that 67 car with that rear end damage. I think they'll still drive okay, but I mean, again, those bonus points for having 0 incident points, I believe it's a 5-point bonus. That's going to be critical in this juncture of the race. So that being said, though, green flag's back in the air. See that 14 though, Levi Cox gets a really good start here. So he's got Larry right behind him trying to help him through here. Looks like he's just about able to clear, is able to make that pass for the lead. So that's going to put Levi back in the front. So we'll see if John's able to make that top, see if he can maybe either get back to the top side or just maybe push a little bit harder here on the bottom line. Then we saw John make a huge charge on that initial restart that last time around and get back to the lead, or get to the lead, I should say. So you can see though, it looks like that damage is not really affecting Larry right now. So he's still battling for the lead right here. He's going to go to the top side and take that spot. So that's going to move Larry back into the front here. Saying we got a good battle here a little further back with that 19 of Donald Sadusky and the 17 of Chad Wilkes. Say they're right now right around that top 5 position or so. But yeah, right now these guys are again, let's say with these new tires, I say you're pretty much full throttle for the most part. I say I think you're going to see some drivers try to take it easy a little bit to try to keep that tire underneath them for a longer run. However. As I say, that contact in the back, say it's on the apron so far, so the caution may not come out. Say up, as I said, that caution is out. Say it looks like the 12 was involved here. That was Robert Richards, and I believe the 8 as well, Jude Conrad. And it looks like the 9 also was in this one, which was Cody Cox. So let's go ahead and see what happened to these drivers here on this caution. It says they're coming out of turn 2. Oh, looks like Robert just gets a little bit loose. Kind of comes down the track. Nothing really that 9 car could do. Heavy contact for the 12 there. And then I thought I saw the 8 was involved in this one as well. Or he may have just actually been backing off to avoid the wreck, it looks like. So actually good heads up there by that 8 car. But yeah, so a little bit more contact for these drivers. So it's going to put us back under the yellow. I say unfortunately with that contact between the 12 and the 9 car. Looks like 12 just got a little bit loose there and just nothing that 9 could do, unfortunately, on that one. So now I think we are in the pit window, and we must be because I see a lot of the leaders here coming in. We'll see if those that topped off on the one to go, like if I'm Maxwell Caldwell, I'd maybe stay out here thinking I can maybe make it now to the end and gain a ton of track position as well. So we'll see if that's the case or not. Looks like we have a few takers staying out here. Looks like Michael Goodman's going to be the first to do so. Although he is missing that hood on the car, so that's not going to help his cause here. Not sure what happened to him on that one. To be missing the whole hood too. It's interesting to say the rest of the car looks in decent shape. But yeah, whatever he hit though, it definitely popped that guy off there. So let's see who else stayed out. Looks like Ted Decker Jr. in the 79 has stayed out. Showing he's in the white and emerald 48 car. And then the other driver we mentioned avoiding that incident and who topped off on that last yellow, the 8 of Dude Conrad, he as well stayed out. So I think he's going to be the first of the leaders here that topped off there and stayed out there. So we'll see if the Ted Deckard and if Michael Goodman stay out here. I feel like Michael's going to have to pit, missing the whole hood of that car. And then we'll see also, I have a feeling there's some drivers here that are going to be hoping that these guys pit. That way they can try to get that wave around on the one to go. And sure enough, here comes that 273 in the pits. So now the question is, does that 79 stay out? He does. He's got a little bit of left front damage to that car, so that won't help him very much there either. However, this will be a benefit, I believe, for Jack Walls, as he is in front of that car. So he'll get the wave around on the one to go, but I don't believe any of these other drivers will, as they're kind of trapped between him and the pace car. I'm actually showing 3 retirements at the moment. The 90 of John Burr looks like he's retired, unfortunately. And then I'm also seeing the 14 of Levi Cox and the 7 of Dale Willoughby as well. So it looks like those drivers may have also retired, which obviously not ideal situation for them. I'm saying obviously for Levi, we talked about how it's kind of going to be an uphill battle, would need some luck to try to get into that position to try to get that championship. But I say unfortunately, I think this will obviously kind of do him in for that. So that definitely will be a 2-horse race between that 67 and the 13 cars. But again, I'll say again, we still have, we're going to probably restart with about 40 to go or so here. So while these drivers are pacing around, so we'll see if we get the one to go this time. Otherwise, I will step away for just a moment and we'll jump back in it with the once we get the lights off on the pace car. So we'll wait and see right here. And lights are still on. So yeah, just give me a moment and I'll be back shortly. Alright, lights are back off on the pace car. So we're going to restart here with 39 laps to go. One thing to note is the third and fourth here, Larry Yingling and Dustin Dewar, they both took 2 tires, I believe, on this stop. It looks like the rest of the field behind took 4 tires. So we're going to kind of have a 0 versus 2 versus 4 here with the first 3 rows. We'll see if that comes into play here. I believe at least from those that pitted on back will definitely be able to make it on fuel. We'll have to see about those front 2 should we go green. However, again, I feel like the 8 might still be in a pretty good spot. So he had topped off on that 1 to go. So we'll see how things go on this restart. So wait for that green flag to fly. They are back underway here at Charlotte. See, not a good start there for that 48 car. It's going to kind of push the 67 a little bit behind here. However, it's going to give the lead to that number 8 of Dude Conrad. I see Larry. Oh, Larry's going to get loose there. See if he's able to hang on to it. This could play a huge outcome in this race. Able to keep it straight, though, so we stay under green for the moment. However, so he's going to have to gather things back up here to try to get back towards the front. Again, as we talked about that point difference coming into the race. And as well with the damage that he has, I said it's going to obviously give him some incident points to probably not get those 5 bonus points. So, however, up front it looks like we've had a lead change already with those new tires. So while we're watching what happened with Larry there, you can see Donald Sadusky now in the lead in that 19 car. He did take 4 under that yellow, and right behind him that 232 of Dustin Dewar. He took 2 tires in that 232 car. And behind them is our second place in the points entering this race, Ryan Kelly. So right now, Ryan in the 3rd position, waiting for everything to cycle through, see where Larry cycles out. Looks like he is in the 21st position. So we'll have to kind of, again, there's long ways to go here still. We still have 37 remaining, but this could definitely play a big role in the points in this race. So again, going into this race, it was a 24 gap between that 13 and the 67. So again, we talked about the bonus points for leading the lap, leading the most laps, and also I believe it's 5 bonus points for having 0 incident points. So I mean, all of these things could play a huge outcome in tonight's race. Right now, though, up front, though, that 19 of Donald Sadusky, he's trying to sneak away from the field here. However, I say a little further back, definitely a tight battle here, right around that top 5 position. See, close call there between the 8 and the 8 and 76. You see 63 of Logan Helton back in the mix as well here. 808 of Brad Jenkins. So we got a lot of cars right here back in the fight here. This is right around that 5th to 10th positions. This is probably one of the bigger battles on the track. So you're trying to keep an eye on for that 67 Larry Yingling. He's up to 18th position here. Again, but he's got a lot of traffic to try to contend with to get back towards this top 10 or so. But I would say right now, it looks like the staying out strategy has not worked, at least on the tire side of things, for those drivers. As a Dude Conrad right now, the highest of those. Ted Decker Jr. right now showing in the 14th position. But right now, though, these guys are all still really bunched together here. I'd say this is definitely where the action is on track at the moment. As you can see that 007 here just pushing the 8 car through the backstretch, entering turn number 3. So right now up front, things are pretty settled in at the moment. Let's say right now again, Donald Sadusky has about a second lead over Dustin Dewar, who's got about half a second over Ryan Kelly, who's got about a half a second over John Mullins and Chad Wilkes. So right now these guys are kind of the tighter battle. Oh, as you say, see, I kind of saw that coming there. Let's say Eric Laurie there looks like he may have got up too high off the exit there. We'll go back and take a quick look here. So as they come through turns 1 and 2, I should say. So it looks like it may have been the 071 and the 12. So we'll watch as they come through the turn here. You can see that 071 right on that blue and white line. May have been enough to kind of push him up the track. I'm not sure. But you can see as he starts sliding up, let's say the 12 car is still there, where Robert Richards, and say unfortunately it looks like they just make contact there. And say then unfortunately say that secondary contact as well is going to send that 071 around to the inside wall. Looks like the 12 is able to get away with it for the most part. But then yeah, heavy contact for Eric Laurie there. And actually I think I'm showing the 8 car is just retired as well. I'm going to jump a little further up, see if something happened to him here, or if it might be unrelated. So that's where the caution came out from that. So just go speed things up a little bit here. Now it looks like you just have to maybe jump off for something there. So that's the 8 car that's retired from this race as well. However, we are underway for some more pit stops here. So I think we're going to see some pit strategy for those that are a lap down or more. I think you're going to see a lot of these drivers stay out and take wave arounds. Looks like that 14 of Levi Cox is actually back in the race. He's showing 3 laps down at the moment. He's staying out to get one of those wave arounds here. So you see the 19 just exiting his pit stall. So we'll keep an eye on our 13 of Ryan Kelly, pole sitter for this evening. See if he's able to maybe jump him in the pits. Doesn't look like quite, but I think he's going to get that second position. So, as I said, actually looks like that first pit stall may have done the trick there. Might have a new leader here through that pit stop cycle. We'll let things kind of all line back up here. We'll see where things all shake out. I'm saying the other driver we need to keep an eye on is that 67 of Larry Yingling. Looks like he's gone ahead and trying to repair the damage to that 67 car. So he's going to drop a few spots again here. He's going to be towards the back of the top 20, I'd say about 24th or so, maybe 23rd. So again, though, I mean, that can still play a big outcome in our points battle here for the championship. So again, as we mentioned right now, the points difference was... So I have to load it back up here. Actually, 24 points going into this race. So they've both led a lap. So I mean, that's a bonus point there. I'll double check. I believe there is if there's a pole position bonus point or not. Let's see here. Oh, there is a pole position bonus point. Okay, so give a point right there to the Ryan Kelly. He was our pole sitter this evening. So you can take that 24 points and put it to 23 just right off the bat for that. And then again, if I believe right now Ryan Kelly has had no incident points in this race, where it looks like obviously the 67 has. So I'll be from 23 and take five more from there. So that's going to be 18. So that's now 18 positions on track for a potential difference between the championship between these two. And right now there are still 23 cars on the lead lap. I mean, we know Larry's fast, obviously, but again, he's going to have to try to work his way through the field. And unfortunately, that is obviously does make you susceptible for getting caught up in incidents. And then should that 13 car of Ryan Kelly be able to pull off the win this evening? So I believe the winner bonus as well. So let me double check the numbers on there. Is 2 points. So that could bring things even closer. So there's a lot of potential still for this points battle here to go to the end. Like I said, there was still a chance for really the top 3. I think at this point now, again, I think it is definitely a 2-horse race. But yeah, so we'll have to kind of wait and see. And unfortunately, we have had the 8 of Dude Conran retire, as I mentioned, as well as the 071 of Eric Laurie, who was in that previous incident. So right now our race leader is still being shown as that 13 of Ryan Kelly. So right now you're going to see some of those drivers in front of him take that wave around. Looks like it's going to start off with, I'm trying to see which drivers those are up front. See the 08s in there. The 14, the 6. So those 3 are going to get wave rounds, which will put them back to, well, it'll put the 6 and the 08 back to 1 lap down. Unfortunately, the 14 is still showing as 2 laps down at the moment, but so he's definitely still has a potential to try to get those laps back should we get some more yellows here. So while this is all going on, I'll step away for just a moment again until we get that 1 to go, and we'll get things going again. We'll restart with probably about 25, 26 laps to go in this race. Alright, lights are back off of the pace car. So we're going to restart here. 26 laps to go. Say it's going to be just over about a half a fuel run. So we'll have to see. I mean, we talked about Ryan Kelly being a really good tire saver. But I say I feel like we're getting to that point in the race where he's going to need to probably pick up some of that aggression here and try to protect that lead, because I think it's going to be critical for him again to try to stay up front, at the very least towards the front, to stay out of any potential trouble. Because I feel like at this point that's going to be the key for him to have a chance at this win. Of course, got to try to keep that car clean, not have any incident points. But I say getting that 5 points plus potential 2 more for the win here. I mean, that would be a total of 8 bonus points in this race. So that could definitely be critical for that 13 car to try to have a chance at that 67, who right now is showing in the 22nd position. Again, though, we know Larry obviously has a lot of speed in that car, so we'll see if he's able to work his way forward. I'll try to keep an eye on things, on both sides of things as best I can. However, pace car is off, so we're going to wait for that green flag to fly. It's going to be Ryan Kelly and Donald Sadusky in that front row, and then we got Dustin Dewar and John Mullins in the second row. Green flag is out. You see that 19 got it. Oh, you see they're stacking up there on the inside line, or outside line, I mean to say, able to keep it straight. But you can see right now these guys are kind of all over. That was exactly what Ryan Kelly needed there. That's going to let him sneak away just a little bit. So we'll see if that's able to kind of keep him going here and keep him up front for the moment. Right now he's got about a half a second or so lead over those cars behind him. But again, say that's still obviously, we're still very early on here. So it looks like after this is all said and done, up now into that second position, it's going to be let's see, Dustin Dewar there in the 232. Donald Sadusky will fall back to third, Chad Wilkes in fourth, and John Mullins is in the fifth position. And now we have a battle for that second spot with that 232 and the 19 car. I say right now you see it off of 4. Looks like 19 has some momentum, but that 232 is going to hold tight on the inside line here. So they're going to try to go through turn 1 here. We'll see who's able to get the power down there. Looks like, oh, you see the 232 got a little bit tight there on the inside. That's going to give the advantage to that 19. Donald Sadusky will take that second spot back. And that's going to now put Chad Wilkes right on the back bumper of that 232 car as well, as we still have 24 to go, be 23 at the line. So keeping an eye on Larry, he's up to the 21st position, gained 1 spot on that last lap around. So I'm going to keep an eye again as things keep progressing here. So now move Larry up into the 20th position. So it looks like things are starting to tighten up towards the front. There you see there Donald Sadusky in that 19 car, all over the back now of that 13 of Ryan Kelly. So again, we'll see. Oh, you see the 19 send it in extremely deep there. So I think Ryan had to make sure not to get hit there on the entry. Really close call there for him. I'd say he's obviously got a lot to fight for besides that win. So again, he's going to have to kind of balance the risk versus reward of how aggressive he can be short run and not give up too much for the long run as well. So we've got 22 to go here, so he's going to get that 232. Might try to get around him here as they go through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. As I said, that he's going to roll out of that a little early, let that 232 go as well. So now he's got Chad Wilkes behind him. So right now that's going to put Ryan Kelly in the 3rd position. Right now Larry's still showing in the 20th position. We'll see if he's bumped up this time around or not. Still showing in that same spot as things run at the moment. However, you can see again the field is all still stacked really close together here. So I think what you're seeing right now is those some of the drivers being very aggressive here on these new tires. I think that's what kind of Ryan Kelly's expecting as well here is, again, there still is going to be 20 to go this time around, so there's still a long ways to go. Those tires will kind of jump the shark, if you will, at the end of that run. You'll kind of use up the good of those tires, and they're going to come back and probably start pushing on the exits. I think that's when you're going to see that 13 car make that charge, because again, we've talked about how good he is on taking care of those tires. And so I think that's what we're going to see here as well. I see John Mullins here trying to get underneath that 17 car, but as I say, that yellow is out. And unfortunately, actually, it looks like I see the 767. Oh no, yeah, you see Larry Yingling there and has a lot of damage to that car here. So let's go ahead and see what happened to him. So again, this could definitely play an outcome in this evening's race. You see actually nothing of his doing. It was just right behind the 83 and the 78. That is, I believe it was Jack Walls and Donald Stewart. They make contact on the backstretch there. And then unfortunately for Larry, just nowhere for him to go. You see, he thinks he has it clear, but then the 28 or 78 bounces off the wall into Larry, sends Larry straight down into the inside wall. Heavy contact for him. So he's definitely going to have to use a fast repair for that 67 car to stay kind of in contention for this championship here. So yeah, big again. Whoa, close call between some of those cars around him here. So again, I say this championship battle is going to take another twist here. Says pit stops are underway. Say we have 19 to go, be 18 at the line. Probably going to restart with about 14, 15 to go. So again, we're going to have to kind of see what the strategy is going to be for some of our leaders here. If they're going to take 2 or 4. Again, right now that 13 car does have the best pit stall, so he's going to try to take advantage of that. So let's kind of wait and see here. See if they take 2 or 4 here. I think we're going to see a lot of 4 tire stops in my opinion. I'm trying to wait and see. As I said, here comes a 2 tire stop there for that 232 car. Here comes that 13 out. See if he was able to jump that position or not. See if he can hang on to that second spot or not there. We'll let things cycle through for just a moment. And it's looking like those 2 in front. So it looks like the 232. So we talked about him. He made a 2 tire stop for sure there. And then I believe so you got to find him again there. Where'd you go? There you go. The 19 car of Donald Sadusky. He took 4 tires, and then Ryan Kelly took 4 tires as well. So we're gonna wait and see who may have stayed out under this yellow. See if that changes the running order at all. And actually it looks like everybody is in the pits. I thought I saw 1 or 2 drivers stay out there. Looks like they're all in at the moment. But however, so we're going to see a few more wave rounds. You see Bud Steele there in the 6 car. You see the 14 of Levi Cox. This will get Bud Steele back onto the lead lap here with this wave round, and it's going to get Levi Cox to 1 lap down. So that's going to bring a few more cars back into the mix. So right now we're going to have 25 cars on the lead lap. And again, this could definitely, I mean, the more cars on lead lap, the more potential outcome this could have for this championship battle should something happen to our race leaders. So say right now we're on 17 to go. So we're going to restart with about 14, 15 to go. So at some point, I feel like you're not going to really be able to save tires anymore. So we'll have to see if Ryan Kelly is able to kind of pick up the wick there on that 13 car a little bit. To try to get to the front. Again, it's going to be a risk versus reward. You want to keep the car clean, but at the same time, of course, you want to kind of get maximum points and get the bonus points for the win as well. And then for our points leader entering this race, Larry Yingling, he was able to use one of those fast repairs, which of course he had to, which we saw he actually just was repairing the car in that previous run, and we can see how important that was because now he by all means had to use a fast repair there. So that's going to get him back into that position here. So I'm not sure if he has 1 remaining or not. I believe he would. So should something else catastrophic happen, that could put him back into contention still to hang on to this championship lead. Lights are still on the pace car though. So once again, we'll step away for just a moment, and we'll get things back going on the 1 to go. Alright, lights are back off of the pace car. So say you're going to see a few of those drivers, that 14 and the 6, take the wave arounds. Again, it's going to now give us 25 cars on the lead lap. Say I'll put Bud Steele right in the mix again as well. And saying right now we have 2 cars 1 lap down, which are the 08 of John Stathakos and the 14 of Levi Cox. So say again, drivers here all pitted under this most recent yellow. 2 drivers took 2 tires, which is the 232 of Dustin Dewar and the 12 of Robert Richards. The rest of the field there, for the most part, took 4 tires. Saying our points leader entering this race right now, Larry Yingling, showing in the 20th position. And you say our second place in the points, Ryan Kelly, is in the 3rd position. So again, I think for Ryan, his goal here, he's going to need it. I feel like he's going to need to try to win this race to get maximum points. But again, so you do also still get those 5 bonus points should you have 0 incident points at the end of the race. So I think that could come into play as well. It just depends on where that where the 67 is able to move himself up to here at the end. However, again, I say everybody around though, they just want to win this race. So I'll say we'll see what that 232 and the 19 are able to do here. But again, I think we're going to see aggression pick up that much more as we're going to restart here with 14 to go. So I'd say we're going to see that 232 Dustin Dewar lead the field to the green. Say 19 Dallas Sadusky to his outside, Ryan Kelly in 3rd. So you see Ryan Kelly gets a great start all over the back bumper of that 232 as they enter turns 1 and 2. You see Ryan trying to do everything he can here to try to get himself. You see, you gotta be careful. Contact between the 2 of them. He's gonna keep it off the wall, but we're looking at 3 and 4 wide drivers trying to get settled back in here. So it looks like they're able to keep things together for the moment. As I say that, there is now contact behind here. A lot of cars involved in this one. Say, unfortunately, that 2-tire strategy looks like it did not pan out there for him. And saying some of those drivers as well there. I was a little worried if they were going to be able to make it through after all that contact. So let's go back and see. So we're going to have to try to see who all was involved in this as well. So you see the 232 here on the kind of the middle groove. Just you can see that car just not in very good shape there. It gets a little bit of contact from the 9 there. Hits the 007. You see the 10 in this as well. Let's say obviously a critical car to look for is that 67. You can see him there at the very bottom. Larry Yingling, I think, just snuck through there somehow. That could have been a championship winning move for him. But yeah, so many cars involved in this one. So you see the 66. You see the 63 that go through the pits to avoid the wreck. Same we'll go a little bit further forward here. You see that 86 of Kyle Hess. He's trying to get through. You see the 08 running backwards there. So let's actually hop on board here with the with the 67, our championship leader here, Larry Yingling. I say we'll go full speed on this one because I say that was pretty crazy on this one. So we'll hop on board with the 67. You can see everything that's happening here. He's just trying to figure out what he needs to do, where he needs to position his car. And he's on the bottom line, which I think is a blessing in disguise here. And as soon as he sees it, you see there, he cuts straight left, goes all the way to the bottom, trying to hang on to it here. And if we watch now, we'll go back and watch from his gearbox as well. You'll see how close of a call it was from some of these cars behind him. So you can see this car right behind him there. I believe that was the 08. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll ride on board with that with Larry here on his rear gearbox. You can see he's slowing here. He's trying to get to the bottom. There's the 08 car we saw. It just jumps to the top side. Not able to hit the brakes nearly as quickly. You see the 66 and the 14 as well. You see Larry goes as low as he can. So watch now as he comes through here. There's that 14 of Levi Cox. He gets involved there, but barely misses Larry. There's the 08 we just mentioned. There's a 66 coming out behind him. So I'll say a handful of cars there that say Larry could have easily been collected in this. Let's say that's going to move Larry up now into the 15th position with all this said and done after that incident there. So this could definitely be a championship winning move to get through that wreck. Really heads up driving by Larry. Got to the apron as soon as he saw it happening. Quick on the brakes as well, because again, if you get to the apron and don't get slowed down, you're going to wash right back up into that wreck. So I'll say, that was everything Larry needed to do there. And again, this could be a championship winning move for him in this case. So I have a few drivers in the pits. Let's say definitely some of those involved in the incident. It looks like, unfortunately, that 19 of Donald Sadusky has retired from the race. To say he definitely had a really strong car this evening, just unfortunately caught up in that most recent incident. But up front, though, say We still have our points challenger, though, that 13 of Ryan Kelly. So right now Ryan is showing as our race leader as we're going to be crossing 10 to go this time around. Behind him you have Chad Wilkes, Robert Richards, Jim Brooks, and Michael Goodman there. Those are our top 5 right now. We'll say letting everything cycle through. Looks like Larry Yingling is going to be shown in the 14th position. Again, I'd say tires are probably a non-factor at this point. There's been a couple of quick runs here. So I don't think that's going to play a role into things. So now it's just going to be pretty much just an all-out sprint here. I don't think you're going to see Ryan take care of those tires anymore. He's just going to have to go full tilt here. I think he's been able to keep the car clean, no incident points, I believe. Just based on what we've seen so far during this race. So again, if that's the case, that would be a 5 bonus points for him towards that. And we'll show the points here entering the race that we had mentioned during qualifying. So you can see right here, though, there was a 24 gap between the two of them entering the race. They've both led a lap, so that's a wash. Ryan Kelly got the pole, so that's actually 8 bonus points towards him, so that'll bring that 24-point deficit down to 23. And then again, if Ryan is able to stay incident-free, it'll put that 23 to 18 because it's 5 bonus points for no incident points. And then the other thing that, let me double check on my side here, was the with the race results. I believe a race win was worth, where's Ryan at? Is actually worth 2 points as well, so that would bring it down to 16. So basically it'd be a 16-point difference, and right now with Larry in 14th, Larry would still have the championship by roughly 2 points if my math is correct, which I am not very good at math, so that's why we let the program do it for us. However, that's going to show how close things could be, and again, they're still, and then also just how critical Larry getting through that wreck was, because you saw a lot of drivers involved in that wreck. So right now Larry's showing 14th. He could easily be 24th right now with that caution if he was involved in that wreck, having to get damage fixed or possibly a fast repair again. So just extremely critical there for Larry to avoid that wreck. So like I said, that could definitely be a championship winning move for that 67 car. So we'll see if we get the 1 to go this time. We have 10 to go right now. We're going to come around to 9 to go. I'll see if the lights turn off on the pace car. If so, we'll have that 1 to go. We'll restart with 8 to go, or we'll either have that or 7 to go if the lights stay on. And sure enough, the lights are off. Here comes that 17 of Chad Wilkes, ready to roll. Wants to make a charge at this win, of course. We've talked to Chad plenty. He's definitely geared up for Season 5. I think this is kind of what he's going for, too, is just kind of get that tune-up here before Season 5 takes effect here in that second week of July. Behind them you have Robert Richards. Again, he took 2 tires on that last stop. Next to him is Jim Brooks. He had 4. And then on that inside line, the 5th position, you have Michael Goodman. I believe he took 2 as well. And then Maxwell Caldwell up into the 6th position. He as well had 4 under that last stop. So you see just a little further back is that 67 car on the top side. Obviously another thing too is, again, these drivers are going to be racing really hard, and so Larry's going to be kind of in a hornet's nest here. So he can't feel comfortable where he's at. He needs to find a safe place to get to and make sure he's far enough up to feel comfortable with it. Again, I feel like that magic number for Larry is going to be right around where he is, 14th, 15th position. Again, there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to try to get after that spot as well. So we had a few drivers pit under that last yellow, so they've got fresh tires. But right now we're going to restart with 8 to go. Ryan Kelly's going to have to get up on that wheel. We know these drivers behind him are hungry as well. We know how fast these drivers are as well. I'm sure Chad Wilkes is going to try to get a win if he can. So we'll see what these drivers are able to do. We're going to restart here with 8 to go. So we're going to put it into the hands of that 13 and 17. Green flag is back in the air. So far, a pretty even start, but again, I don't think we're going to see any tire saving on this run for any of these drivers here. I think this is going to be basically, if they can, 8 qualifying laps until we get that checkered flag. So see Ryan Kelly able to get to the front here. He's going to hang on to the bottom here to protect that spot. So you see that Chad Wilkes here trying to see if he can make the top side work. But again, I don't think we're going to see Ryan Kelly take it as easy as he did before. And sure enough, he's going to hang on to that lead coming out of turn number 4. But however, again, he's still going to have a lot of traffic here behind him. He's going to have his work cut out for him, because you can see that 17 of Chad Wilkes is trying to find any way around that he can. So Ryan's going to have to play the defensive at the moment. So again, it's 7 to go this time around. You can see a lot of traffic going on behind. You see Larry Yingling right in the middle of this mix as well. So he's just in the middle of a 3 wide here. Drops it back to the inside, going 2 wide now. So he's going to look to the inside, possibly of that 10 and the 78. He's going to have to be extremely careful. Contact inside. Oh, he's going to make contact with the 10. So that's going to send him into the grass. No yellow yet. That could be a huge outcome in this race as well. So unfortunately for Larry, no yellow with that contact between himself and the 78 and the other car there as well. So I can't remember. I think it was the 10. So we're going to jump back towards the front, because right now our race leader is in a tight battle with 17 of Chad Wilkes. Again, we talked about this is the fight for the win this evening. At the moment, that is. Right now, say that 17 car just the line, not quite there. I think that was still the 13 at the line. However, we have 5 to go here. So we're coming through turns 1 and 2. You see a good fight behind them with Robert Richards and Jim Brooks. That's for the 3rd spot. As they come through the backstretch here, looks like the inside has a little bit of momentum in their turn, but it seems like that top side gets a really good exit. So we'll see if Chad's able to clear him or not. Can't quite do it. So Ryan Kelly back to the top side here, going to see what he can do. We have 4 to go here at Charlotte. So again, he's going to try to get this win and possibly the championship, depending on how the outcome of this race goes. Right now, Larry showing in the 23rd position with that contact that he had between that 78 and the 10 car. So right now, again, still 2x2 for the lead here. You see that 17 sends it deep into the turn. He's going to clear that 13. So now we're going to see Ryan Kelly, what he's able to do here. Right now it looks like Chad's going to protect that bottom side. Ryan's going to try to make this top happen here. We have 3 to go. Behind them, it looks like now we have Robert Richards and John Mullins here fighting for that 3rd spot. So trying to keep an eye on them, but right now this is definitely in the battle for position here for the win and potentially the championship. Ryan Kelly takes that top side in turn 3. You see Chad Wilkes there on the bottom, trying to do everything he can to hold on to. You see Ryan's trying to stay to his outside, because that's going to give them momentum through the tri-oval here at the line. Chad Wilkes just by a nose as we have 2 to go. So let's say right now they're going to, let's say some of these drivers are going to be wanting to see that white flag. That way this will end it. However, I'd say some other drivers, like I feel like Larry's going to be hoping for a yellow so he can pit here and have one more shot at it. So we'll see. We got 2 more turns to go for our race leaders. Again, right now, just door to door as they come through. You see Ryan's really good arc there off of turn number 4. Looks like at the line he might just get the lead here. He does. We are on the white flag at Charlotte for the season 4 finale. Potential championship implications as well with what happened with that 70 or 67. So now though it's up to the 17 and the 13 here to try to go for the win and possibly the championship for that 13 Ryan Kelly. So right now he's on the outside of Chad Wilkes. Chad's going to send it deep here into turn 3 and 4. Going to try to clear Ryan Kelly. Ryan's going to fight back on the top side. So it looks like he might have the momentum. Ryan Kelly's going to get the win. Pulled off the win tonight at Charlotte. Chad Wilkes in 2nd, John Mullins 3rd. Sorry, trying to keep an eye on where Larry's going to finish. Looks like it's going to be around that 23rd position. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the points, because that could have been enough for Ryan Kelly to be the champion tonight in Season 4, and did it in style, winning the last 2 races here. So we'll hopefully we'll get the points updated as soon as possible. But man, I mean, what a finish though with that last lap between that 17 and 13. Really tough but clean racing between the 2 of them. But I say that's kind of thing where we're gonna have to look forward to here in season number 3 or season number 5. I apologize. You can see some of the teammates here coming up to congratulate Ryan Kelly on the win, again potentially the championship as well. So I'm sure a lot of these guys have been doing the math in their head here. So we'll go ahead and we'll watch the celebratory burnouts for our race winner here, Ryan Kelly in that number 13 car. And we'll go ahead and start getting ready for some interviews here as well. So we're gonna see who's all around. So we're try to keep an eye out for John Mullins, and then also we know Chad Wilkes will be around. There he is. We'll pull up our 3rd place finisher. So let's switch over to that number 64 car. All right, gonna pull in our third place finisher here, John Mullins. So he started 15th, got some laps led tonight as well. Able to bring it back home in third. Had to obviously gain a few spots at the very end. I mean, I'll say there's that one point in the run where, I mean, you were just on it with those fresh tires. I mean, take us through the race and from your perspective there.
Yeah, at the start of the race, I want to be patient. Took my time because you don't want to eat up the tires too soon in case you get on a long run. But the car is good, man. It's good and fast on the high side and the low side, so I could about go where I wanted to. Got a little off with a 4-tire stop instead of taking 2, so it kind of shuffled me back a little bit. I lost a little track position there, so that's kind of what kept me. I needed just a couple more laps to get up there with them boys.
Yeah, so you were definitely catching at the end. So you had to gain a few spots to get to the third place in the first place there. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I was at one point during the race, I was like, oh yeah, okay, John Mullins is kind of moving, working the top side, doing pretty well, and then like it felt like a lap later, it's like, and he's working the top side for the lead now. So, yeah, I mean, you were really working that top line at that point in the race, getting to the front, and then saying that the way the cautions fell, like you said, it kind of the strategy may have thrown you off a little bit, unfortunately. But like you said, though, still a really good run tonight for you. I'm sure also kind of get good way to finish off season 4 to get you kind of primed for season 5 here.
I'm looking forward to it. Had a little bad luck this year with some accidents and whatnot, but car's been pretty fair. Got to have a little speed, hang with Larry and Levi and them. So, but we're making gains and getting a little quicker each week. So maybe this next season I'll have something for them.
Yeah, so you did an awesome job tonight. I think you're definitely going to be one to contend with it as you showed this evening. So before I let you go, I definitely want to give you an opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for that run this evening.
Yeah, just a big shout out to Canterbury and DNA Enterprises, my sponsors. I appreciate them coming on board this year.
So you definitely put on a good show for them this evening. So congrats again on that third place finish tonight, and look forward to seeing you up front again here coming up soon in season 5.
All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right, that was our third place finisher there, John Mullins. So we'll go ahead and pull up our second place finisher here in just a moment. That's going to be the 17 car of Chad Wilkes. So we've talked about Chad. I say a lot of stuff's been new for him, but he's been doing an awesome job all season long. He says he's been kind of learning as he goes, but I think he's not too far away from being a full contender in pretty much any series he wants to run here. We'll pull Chad in here for that second place finish. I mean, that was an awesome finish between you and that 13 Ryan Kelly. You guys were fighting hard, but kept it clean. That's I think everything that a driver wants to have in a race there. Even when you don't pull it off, I'm sure you still enjoyed just the challenge and the competition that you had between the two of you there.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm pretty competitive, so sucks that I didn't win, but I knew. But I mean, yeah, Ryan, there's a group of drivers there that we generally all run, at the front. So we're kind of around each other a lot, and for the most part, I'd say almost all of them always run me clean, and I try to be aggressive and race them hard. But if somebody's faster than me, I try to let him go early in races and stuff like that. And Ryan's always raced me super clean. I even think one of the Wednesday night races, got into me or something, but apologized, and we ended up running it clean. So yeah, I mean, he's always ran me clean. And we're always pretty close, right around each other. So, and also I think I saw something like on Facebook today or something that he had a chance for the championship tonight. So there was a couple times there, with 3 to go, I could have cleared him on the back end front stretch and sort of slid up in front of him. And had it been earlier in the season, or had I been racing for the championship, I definitely would have. But I didn't have a chance at the championship, so I definitely didn't want to be the driver to mess something like that up. So, but yeah, I mean, I had a blast. I made. Even giving them the outside those couple times I had them clear, I still made a mistake. With 1 to go, I made my entry to turn 1 too shallow, and let them get a big run. And at that point, it was starting to get tight anyway, having to run the bottom so much. So yeah, but yeah, it was a ton of fun. I mean, I love that. Sucks I didn't win, but for the situation to be able to run like that side by side for that long, I know Ryan's one of the guys that I can trust to do that with me. Not everybody can. So it was fun. It's cool, and I'm glad he won. I mean, I think there's been some races earlier in the year where he probably could have deserved to win and didn't. And I think I've had a couple like that too. So it's cool.
Yeah, so you guys put on a great show. And again, I mean, we talked about it recently too, where it's like you're kind of getting yourself ready for season 5 here in a couple of the series, and it's saying you're kind of getting yourself in that stride when it's going to really matter here coming up in just a few weeks. Say I think the second week of July. So I'll say you're definitely coming on strong at the right time, and saying again, like you said, hopefully maybe he'll return that favor when you're in contention for these championships. I'll say that's kind of the way it seems like it works. If you can pay them that favor, a lot of times you'll get it right back. So again, though, yeah, awesome run for you. Definitely want to give you opportunity, though. Any thanks to Shots you'd like to give for that second place run, though, you had this evening?
Yeah, thanks to Area 51 as always. Thank you for the broadcast. I'm looking for season 5, and congrats to Ryan and whoever. I don't know who ended up winning the championship, but whoever won it definitely deserved it because some pretty heavy competition up at the front. So congrats to whoever the champion was.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do the math myself. I'm bugging the admins right now. I was like, can you guys upload the results? But haven't got there yet. But I'm going to be doing the math here if I need to as well. So great run though. So I'm definitely going to make sure we find out who the champion was before we end the broadcast this evening. But yeah, I say great job again, Chad, and look forward to seeing you in the next couple of. We'll see you in Sunday, I believe, for the Cup Super Speedway Series, and then of course, come season 5 here in a few more weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There's our second place finisher there, Chad Wilkes, in that number 17 car. So again, awesome job that he had this evening. But I'll say, obviously, right in there is going to be that happy driver here pulling off the win. So again, we're going to have to double check to see. Whoop, going a little too fast there. Going to have to double check to see on the points results. To say, still trying to find out that as they run. So unfortunately, don't have that up and running on my side here. So we're going to double check on that as we have. But first, of course, we have to say. Got to have a chat with our race winner, though, Ryan Kelly, in that number 13 car. Started from the pole, so he got the bonus points there. Got some bonus points for the lap lead as well. So I'm still waiting to see get the final results. To say my initial calculations look like it's going to be really close between you and Larry. But I say before we get to all that stuff, though, I mean this is a good roll you're on here. Say way to finish off the season here. Two wins in the last 2 races there, and I say you had to work hard for that one at the end.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Thank you to Chad for keeping it clean and giving me a shot at the championship. But wow, what a race!
Yeah, I mean, I know you're good at tire savings. Some of the drivers have mentioned it before. I mean, we've seen it. Obviously, last week was a perfect example of it. But I had a feeling on that last restart, it's like, all right, he's just going to have to go for it there. Was it kind of your strategy to try to be on the top side to try to keep that bottom pin down there, or was it just kind of go where that 17 wasn't at that point?
Yeah, on the restart before the last one, I tried to save a little just because it was going to be a longer run, but the caution came out and we all took tires. So we did me and Levi did a practice run before the race, and I felt when it was neck and neck, the top side was just a little better. So that's where I tried to be for the end, and thankfully it worked out.
So you did everything you needed to there, pulled off the win. We were talking about you're going to have to obviously gain some spots over Larry. Who definitely unfortunately had some hiccups during the race. So I mean, I guess an easy way to find out would be you didn't have any incident points during that race, did you?
Actually, I did. Coming out of pit road on one of those cautions, I gassed it up and drove it through the grass. So I did lose those 5 points, but I don't know. It's going to make it real close.
We'll double check here. Actually, they just got the points up, and I can tell you that you are indeed the champion of Season 4 by 2 points over Larry Yingling. Wow. So big congratulations to you there on that one. Obviously that, again, I mean, it just goes to show how important that battle for the win was, because that win got you, I believe it's the 3 bonus points for winning the race. So unfortunately with the getting in the grass, like you said, that cost the 5. However, Without that, though, still able to pull it off here by 2 points. To say winning the last 2 races of season 4 to get, of course, get the first 2 wins you had of the season here. So at a critical time. So, I mean, that's just awesome. So congratulations, Ryan, on that one. I say you definitely worked hard for this year and able to pull it off.
Thank you, and shout out to all the other drivers too, Larry, Levi, Matt, all the guys up front. It was a great season, and everyone kept it clean and raced hard, and excited for next season.
Well, I'll say before I let you go, definitely want to give you any thanks or opportunity for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for A, the win this evening, and of course B, the championship tonight. I say pulling it off here for season number 4.
Yeah, just all the guys for a good season, and all my friends watching, and can't wait to get into season 5.
All right, well, congrats again, Ryan. Definitely enjoy this one. I say obviously got a few weeks before you have to go full tilt again, get ready for season 5. So enjoy it, and then look forward to seeing you again soon here in a few more weeks.
Thank you, Kale. See you soon.
All right, so that was our champion race winner and champion there, that number 13 of Ryan Kelly. I'll say I wanted to double check because the same drivers wouldn't want to have a chat after that one. However, we will have a chance to chat with our second place finisher here, Larry Yingling. Say obviously had an awesome season. Just wrong place, wrong time for a couple situations on tonight's race. Say only got you 2 short. So again, I mean, like I said, not what you're looking for by any means. But again, I mean, you're able to get the 5 wins in the season. So and then I was like, you're gonna definitely be one that's gonna be up to kind of to challenge for to try to win again here come next season 5.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun season with Levi and all of them. This sucks it didn't work out at the end. I kind of knew my fate when the back marker stayed out on one of them cautions, but then this downward spiraled from there. Barely missed a wreck from like 3 different times in one corner. That was interesting.
Yeah, we were watching that, and I was actually commenting at the time that could have been a championship winning move for you, because I mean, like, I think you gained like 10 spots from the wreck. You were able to get down to the apron, get slowed up in time as well, not to wash up in front of it, or wash up back into it, I should say, and then had like 3 drivers all right near your right corner there as you were able to sneak on by. But unfortunately, then a little later on there was that other incident that you got caught up in, and that kind of probably did you in there. But again, like I said, I mean, you gave it everything you had there, and just barely short. Say, unfortunately, I was a little surprised, honestly, that the yellow didn't come out. I think if not for that, you could have obviously had one more chance to make another charge there. But yeah, like I said, obviously not the way you want to win it, but we definitely wanted to give you an opportunity though to have a chat with you, because I mean, yeah, you've had an awesome season all year, and maybe not that you need it, but would this give you a little bit more incentive, I guess, to push a little harder here for season number 5?
Yeah, just sometimes it just comes down to luck, but I'm extremely happy for Ryan. I know he also deserved it too, so don't want to take anything away from that.
Well, I'll say, Larry, definitely appreciate you giving us some time there. So, like I said, I wanted to make sure before, because I know some people would not want to have a chat after that. But again, like I said, great season though overall, nothing to hang your head on. I definitely want to give you opportunity for any thanks and chats you'd like to give for your season as a whole though this year.
Oh yeah, well, shout out to all my teammates: Maxwell Caldwell, Levi Cox, Ryan Kelly, Cody Cox, Brandon Clark, Mike Aiello, and John Stathakos, and I want to thank you for the broadcast the entire season.
It's been a blast. I've been enjoying it. So you guys again put on a hell of a show. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. So congrats again. Look forward to seeing you in season 5, as I know you'll definitely be one to contend with us. It looks like you're gonna have your hands full with some of these drivers though. It looks like some of these guys are definitely kind of gearing up to make a charge at it as well. So it'll be fun to see you guys all kind of dice up for the win and for the championship in season 5.
Yeah, I think Chad Wilkes will definitely be one of the top contenders next season, but I appreciate it.
I'll say again, congrats again on an overall really good season. Look forward to catching you here in a few weeks for season 5. Until then, definitely enjoy maybe a couple breaks or a couple weeks off here to kind of regroup and then make another charge at it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so that was our second place championship finisher there. Larry Yingling, again, to say just unfortunate bad luck for him. Just kind of did him in this week to get him from the championship. However, it really came down to just the results at the end. They both had Larry had more wins with 5-2. Both had five top fives, but then Ryan had 11 top 10s to Larry's 10. That could have been where it came into play. And again, just 2 points there at the difference at the end for over a 12 race season. So amazing job by all these drivers, and especially obviously our top two. Got to give them a lot of kudos for what they were able to do this evening. But again, though, got to congratulate our series champion here, Ryan Kelly. Before we get going, though, we got to go through our final results this evening. So we got our top 10 here. Again, Ryan Kelly, Chad Wilkes put on a really good show at the very end for that win. Chad just kind of got pinned to the bottom there, and that's how Ryan was able to make that top side work for the win. John Mullins tried to chase them down, just didn't quite have enough time to make it a three-way battle there for the win. Robert Richards able to get that 4th position. Maxwell Caldwell finishes 5th after starting 20th. We got Michael Goodman in 6th, Cody Cox in 7th, Jack Walls 8th, Kyle Hess in 9th, and Jim Brooks rounds out our top 10. Let's see our results here from 11th to 20th. You got David Adamson, Charles Johnson, Logan Helton, Dustin Dewar, Mitchell Wilkes, James Ledford, Brad Jenkins, Roy Wheeler, Bud Steele, and Ted Decker Jr. And then our 21st through 30th, some of those drivers unfortunately just did not have the nights they were looking for. Again, we just had a chat there with Larry Yingling. Just got caught up in a couple incidents there at the end that kind of did him in. Some drivers that, unfortunately Levi had something happen to him mid-race where it cost him some laps. I believe maybe a connection issue, I'm not sure. So that did him in. We saw Eric Laurie, Dude Conrad, they had some good runs going, as did Donald Sadusky. Just incidents at the end as well for those guys kind of took them out of contention. And the remainder of our results here. A few of these drivers not getting too far. A few of them didn't start the race there. Michael Spell is actually our in-race admin this evening, so it was nice for Michael to kind of keep an eye on things and help things out. Again, amazing run though for all these drivers tonight here at Charlotte. 12 races comes down to just 2 points between the top two in the championship. Ryan needed a little bit of help, and he definitely got it, but he also had to put himself in that right position. If he had not been able to hold off that 17 of Chad Wilkes for the win, he would not have won that championship. So, it just goes to show how important every point is, and something that drivers are going to definitely need to be aware of for Season 5 is those 5 bonus points for a clean car at the end of the race. Got to make sure you're not too aggressive and get an easy or early like 2x or 1x or things like that. Because those 5 bonus points, as you can see, those go a long ways as well, especially when you add up after a 12 race season. So congrats again to our Season 4 champion Ryan Kelly, able to get the win and the championship tonight at Charlotte. I hope you all enjoyed the race this evening. We'll be back on Sunday for the season finale of the Super Speedway Cup Series. And then that will be it for Season 4 with Area 51 Racing League until a few weeks, and we'll get things kicked off again with Season number 5. Again, Tuesday nights will be the IndyCar Series. Wednesday nights will be the 87 cars. Thursday night, of course, will be the Cup Series. And then Sunday nights, the Cup Super Speedway Series. So definitely, if you're interested in racing with these drivers, go ahead and go to the iRacing page. Look for Area 51 Racing League or their website at www.area51iracing.com. For myself with Green White Checkered TV, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Congrats again to our race winner and championship winner, Ryan Kelly. Congrats to our top 3 there, Chad Wilkes and John Mullins. And just to the rest of the field, a really good job for these drivers tonight. And I'm really excited for Season 5. I think we're going to see a really good championship battle between a handful of drivers here. There's a lot of fast competition, so it's going to be a blast. So until Sunday night, though, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Happy Friday Eve. So remember to try to stay home if you can, stay safe, wash your hands, and have a good night and a good weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday. Until then, take care.